And we're joined today by Robert Saenz, who is a former federal agent, and he now consults with doctors around the country about this problem. And I think you would agree this has become a true epidemic, right?
That's true, Doc. It's no longer a drug problem. It's an epidemic. By the end of today, 100 people will die in the United States from an unintentional overdose of prescription drugs. There are doctors that are being sent to prison now for being reckless in their prescribing. And so law enforcement is aggressively seeking this problem out. And doctors are also doing their part, though. We have to give doctors credit. More and more doctors are implementing safeguards in their practice, which often rub the patient wrong.
Oh, they get mad as
just like I said.
Well, there's now prescription drug monitoring where I can't tell you how many times a patient will come to the emergency department and I will say, when was the last time you had a prescription filled for narcotics? And they'll say it's been months. And then you can look on the database, and it'll actually show they were in an ER the day before and got a prescription for 30 or 50 of these pain medicines. Then you know. But in fairness, you can't always tell.
Correct.
And you want, as a doctor, to, in my opinion, err on the side of treating and comforting your patients. You don't want your patients to suffer. And it's a subjective
There is no profile, doctor, for the doctor shopper or the abuser. In fact, in one of the practices that I was at recently, I had an 87-year-old lady who was selling her drugs. And I said, why are you selling them? She says, well, sometimes I need the money to pay for bingo or my Lipitor.
Yeah.
And so it's a sad situation. We have to educate the public, a different generation that sees these as a different problem. And then you have the other side of the equation. You have checks parties. A checks party is simply what's happening today. More and more teens will send mass texts to each other and say, we're having a checks party at Travis's house or Robert's house. And people will, the students will bring, or the teens will go to their medicine cabinets or their family's medicine cabinets, bring whatever they can find, Xanax, hydrocodone, whatever.
Oh.
Bring it to a party, mix it in a bowl, and then everyone takes one or two or many pills.
And you don't even know what you're getting.
They have no idea what they're
and they think they're safe because doctors have prescribed these.
And the reason that these medicines, just to clarify for everyone at home, narcotics pain medicines are dangerous because not only do they numb pain, if you take too many of them or in the wrong combination, they also numb your ability to breathe. So you literally, if you take the wrong combination or too many, you will stop breathing, and if no one is there, you will die.
Yeah.
But in the end, as a national solution, or looking towards a national solution, have you figured out the Holy Grail to solve this problem? Because this is what you do full time now.
Correct. What I advise doctors, if you can do two things, and two things only as a physician, is regularly monitor your patients through urinalysis examinations.
I like that because if you do that on everybody, then nobody feels singled out.
Exactly. Do not profile, because you cannot profile the drug user. And the second thing is, as you mentioned in your segment, not every state has a state monitoring website, but we need to head into a national database where physicians can check to see what other physicians are prescribing us.
Yeah.
And because that is the danger. Many people mix an anti-anxiety medication with a pain medicine. They didn't intend to die. They intended to solve their sadness and their pain.
Robert, we can't thank you enough for what you're doing, and the emphasis to everyone at home watching is if you're taking multiple medications, maybe from different doctors, and they are sedating, just make sure that there's an ombudsman, whether it's your pharmacist or your primary care physician, to make sure that there's not a dangerous combination occurring, because a lot of these deaths, they are not planned, and these are not abusers even. These are just people mixing medicines they've been prescribed, so just be safe out there.